everybody to Funeral Nation episode 84. As always, we are powered by C&J Financial. We've got something huge, brand new type of segment that we're bringing to you for free to the funeral profession. Tell us about it, Jeff.
I'm really excited, as you were just speaking. We're going to change things up. This new segment is going to be called Change Makers. And as you can see, we've got a great makers of our industry here, Dan Katz and Rolf Gutknecht of LAads. And in a few moments, we're going to have roundtable discussion about marketing, things that you need to hear. And Change Makers we're going to have the industry superlatives, the folks that speak at the conferences, because not everybody gets to hear this. You'll be one-on-one with some of the industry's most powerful voices, and we're going to bring those to you out here content-free, because we believe that you need to hear what's going on in our industry, and also in the future we'll have the ability to ask some questions. So, yeah, Dan and Rolf, welcome to the kickoff of Change Makers.
Always nice seeing you guys.
Yeah,
we got extra change just for you.
I got it. Everybody can change. I have something I could say about that, but I'll let it go. It's way too early in the show. So, guys, just briefly, will you tell us a little bit about LAads?
We're a full-service advertising marketing firm. We have been around 91, working within the funeral death care space since 1994. So we have been working with quite a large number of funeral homes, cemeteries, and suppliers to the funeral service for a very long time. And a lot of the brands and companies we work with, everybody knows their names. And the one thing that we think we bring to the party is a complete freshness of creative approach that surprises people, interests people, makes them want to do something. So that's what we're about.
No doubt. So I'm going to kick this off. I'm going to be like Merv Griffin, starting to be the moderator. I kind of like that. I'm going to get a smoking jacket too, by the way, because I think that would really kind of up the game.
Excellent.
So in the funeral industry profession, what should be the mindset for someone marketing their business out here?
Great question. And I also want you guys to chime in as well, because we're really interested. You guys are change makers as much as we are. So I'm really, really interested in hearing your perspective. My wife is a high school teacher, and she uses the phrase as sort of a new trendy term in education. They talk about a growth mindset. But it's a really, really great idea, because one should have a mindset, a growth mindset, when they begin to think about marketing their business. Advertising marketing is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe in it, you'll invest in it. You'll invest the time, the people, the resources, the money, and that optimism carries through. And guess what? It works. But the converse is also true. If you don't believe in it, then you sort of like, well, I'm not sure if it's going to work. You'll never invest enough people, time, resources, money, and you'll be right as well. So we believe in the concept of a growth mindset, that if you are a professional marketing your business, whether you're a funeral home or you're a cemetery, you're a funeral supplier, if you believe in it, if you have this growth mindset that something will happen because you're excited about it, because you're invested in it emotionally, then you will wind up getting what it is that you were after. So that to us is really the mindset to begin to think about your marketing. But we just see so many companies where they're nervous about it. They don't want to spend the money. They just don't believe in it, heart and soul, and they'll never get to where they need to go. And as I said, in that case, they'll be right as well.
What do you think, Ron?
No, I would echo that. I think we keep it a little simple, and just, the mindset needs to be to do things differently than they've always done, because what they've always done isn't working anymore. So it's very simple. You got to change, just like we're doing this segment calling it Change Makers. We're talking about change. The profession has to change. Funeral homes have to change. Companies have to change. The thing that we tell our clients all the time, and we echo internally with our staff and just the content we create, is about attention. You need eyeballs to to it's weird to think about a funeral home as a media company, but you almost have to be, every business is a media company. You need eyeballs and you need attention so they know that you exist, but you have to provide value. So if you're not providing value, then it's not going to be as profitable. So just the mindset to be able to change and to understand that things can't be the same as they have always been.
You know, I just thought of something for change makers when you guys kind of chimed in is look what's changed Yellow Pages, right? I mean, if you're still in the Yellow Pages and you're a funeral home, you lose. In fact, I was even thinking it'd be kind of fun that if I could find a phone book somewhere, if somebody will send one to me, I'll start reading out funeral homes that are listing still with ads in the Yellow Pages. That'd be a fun segment, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Yeah, speaking of change makers, and then I have to wear a flak vest all over again. All right, so let's take a look at another question, because this is something that I deal in my world and certainly in yours. There's a benefit to hiring professionals to do what you don't do well, right? In fact, the funeral industry fusses all the time. You get what you pay for with direct disposers, blah, 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 blah. However, when it comes to hiring professionals for something they're not good at, it changes things. Ryan, you want to kick that off?
Yeah, I'm 100%. Like, you wouldn't hire me to come into your funeral home and embalm. So why do you want to try to handle your own marketing? Marketing is a craft, just like embalming is a craft and a skill. And I couldn't do your job as well as you can, and you can't do my job as well as our team can. It's very simple. Funeral professionals are not professional marketers. You are professionals out of a lot of other things. Marketing is not one of them. And having someone on your team or in your ecosystem that is the professional makes more sense, because your dollar is going to stretch a lot further. Look, when we get a funeral home that's running Facebook ads on their own and spending $500-600 a month, we can achieve the same things for a lot less and actually show better results. So the professionals can save you money in the long run versus what you're doing yourself. But at the end of the day, you don't have the skill set, just like I don't have the skill set to embalm or make arrangements with a family. You don't have the skill set to market.
You know what? I would parrot that. I mean, I don't want to, but everything you said is absolutely right. Whether you're a funeral home, a cemetery, manufacturer, service provider, and association, you can get a benefit out of working with a professional services firm. And I'm sure you guys probably get it as well. We certainly do. But you hear a lot of companies go, you know what? Yeah, we can do that. And as you just said, Ryan, you can't do it. And this is honestly one of life's business marketing truths. You can't do it as well, because a marketing services firm has all of these experts together, and they've had experiences that a singular funeral home or whoever it is has never seen all of what of a marketing firm or a professional services firm has seen. So we come to you with this objective view. We come to you with solutions that you are never even thought of. It is amazing. I don't know about you, Ryan, when you talk to companies, how often we reveal strategic advantages or pitfalls that these people never even thought of. And they're like, oh my gosh. And you're like, well, yeah, that's why you work with us. You know what? And here's the other thing too. I think that a lot of people, companies, they look at professional services firms, and as you said, it costs a lot of money. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, we're actually saving money. Mm-hmm. And we're a marketing firm. We do a lot of good things. And, you know, humbly, as I can say this, we're good at what we do. But here's an example. We work with a company by the name of Sitch. You guys know this, but maybe not a lot of people do. So anything having to do with their ads, their emails, their website, their trade show booths, anything and everything, we handle. Except for one thing. We knew that we needed to do social media right. Could we have done it? Yeah, but we decided we needed to work with Ryan, Disrupt Media, because we knew we were going to get a whole lot more out of that. The client was going to be more successful if we partnered with you. And good companies partner with good companies in order to move everything forward. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I think a lot of people just don't realize. They're like, I'll do it myself. And it's like, man, you're just going through the same thing over and over. Just work with somebody that can move you forward.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and great working with great suppliers, great outside services, and bringing them in. makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And that's really the key. So
Yeah.
where you guys help us and make us stronger by providing the best services possible, we help our clients be stronger by presenting their brand and their image in a more powerful way. And I just want to show you this. I took this off my wall because I have this actually directly over my desk. And let's see if you guys can see it. It says, if you think this is expensive to hire a professional, just wait until, just wait until you hire an amateur.
That's true.
Isn't
And,
that
it's
like
interesting, guys, that we all suffer from that. And, we need to think for our funeral professionals out there, that's a lonely business. It's lonely because you can't tell everybody that you're down.
Yeah.
And you can't tell everybody when you're up.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
it's a lonely place. You guys, you two out there on the West, I have to not say left, the West Coast, brought up something really interesting, which is our sponsor for the new Changemakers segment, which is Six Caskets. We'll talk about that toward the end, because truly, you talk about change and innovation, those folks turn the world upside down. But anyway, I want to move on. So a question I think comes to mind, do we do just a one-off, hey, I'm going to do a marketing ad, and it's going to change the world all upside down because it's so brilliant? Or do you have to have an overall strategy? If you're a funeral home, which one would be the best? To have a hearse dressed up in the parade, for 4th of July, or do something year round?
We get a lot of especially with funeral homes, because they tend to be smaller organizations that are constantly reacting to a call for, just as you said, let's have your hearse in the parade, or we've got a special on an obituary ads. And so they react and they react and they react without thinking about the grander scheme. And so it's just a series of one-offs. And that's a mistake, because then you're not building to anything. We have always advised, and I know you guys do as well, have a plan, have a strategy, so that whatever individual efforts you do are all pointing to that strategy. It's sort of like wanting to walk to the market from your house, but all you're doing is you're looking at your feet one step at a time. You'll never get there. But if you're looking down the road, you know where you're going, you know how you want to get there, you will get there. A very, sort of a favorite parable, if you will, which I find really appropriate, is that Michelangelo, as he, people approach and say, how did you craft this amazing Pieta, this amazing statue, or David, or Moses? How did you do that? And he'd say, well, I'd take this big block of marble and I'd chip away at anything that didn't look like a nose. And the idea was, he always had in his head what it is he wanted to do and worked from that vision, as opposed to, well, I'll just start chipping away and, that looks like a nose, and that kind of looks like a chin. You would never get there. You have to have the big picture in mind and then start executing on that big picture. But one step at a time, without having that big picture, that strategy, that plan in mind, you just can't get there.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly. I mean, setting goals and then a plan to achieve those goals is the only way that they're going to happen. I can give you 1,000 examples with our clients, but I'll give you an example with me. I use Trello for managing a task that I need to get done. If it's not on Trello, it's never going to get completed. The same thing is going to happen in marketing. You're going to just be doing things at random that aren't helping you get any closer to the end goal, and you're wasting a lot of money on those things. So having a strategy and a plan to achieve what you want to achieve is absolutely the way to go.
Just because you're doing stuff doesn't mean you're moving forward, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could be efficient at something that you shouldn't be doing at all in the first place.
That's right.
Right? We're really great at doing this. We don't need to. All right, so I'm going to finish up with our last question on budget, because that seems to be oftentimes the overall decision maker, right? So I'm thinking that you don't cheap out, because, marketing is the last place that you quit. Things get slow, you need to market more.
That's
In fact, at the funeral homes I was involved with, and still am, if the phones aren't ringing, you get out there singing. You don't sit there and wait. So Tell us what you think about committing to the financial resources to sustain the viability and then also see results.
You got to spend money to make money. It's plain simple. If no one knows that you exist and you're not present in the marketplace, they're going to go elsewhere to whoever is present. It just like you said, Jeff. It always blows my mind when we talk with a funeral home who says we don't have the budget right now. Business is slow. We're cutting back on all of our marketing. Well, when business is slow, shouldn't you cut back on all of the other things but marketing? Isn't that when you should blitz the marketplace more? So it feels like marketing is what gets pushed to the back burner with most funeral homes and cemeteries and businesses in this profession. And marketing is what needs to be at the forefront, and you build your strategy around that, because you can't tell your story without marketing, and you can't differentiate yourself without marketing.
You know what? I 1,000% agree with you. A guy a long time ago when I first started said, there's two departments within any organization that make you money: sales and marketing. Everybody else is there to save you money, keep money internally, but there's two departments that make money. And it amazes me, honestly, when we hear people go, that doesn't work. Whatever that is, that social media or digital or television, it doesn't work. And well, there's a lot of things why certain things don't work. A lot of it has to do with you never really committed the funds to making it work. You never really put money toward it to sustain that effort. Dan talked about committing and investing in marketing if you believe if you believe in it. There's a lot of ways of putting money, right? And fixed percentage of sales and what competitors have been doing and what your objectives are, and then even some hybrid of that. But before you even do all that, and something you had said earlier, Ryan, which is absolutely right, you need to understand what it is you're trying to achieve. Is it visibility? Is it to beat competitors? Is it to introduce a product? Is it to work with a professional services team to do all this other stuff that you need? And if you've not figured out what it is you need, then coming to somebody and going, I got two nickels to rub together to try and make this happen, it ain't going to happen. Marketing, big firms, big companies, the auto companies, fashion companies, the athletic shoe companies, they all approach marketing optimistically, and they commit the dollars to it that one needs. And it's something that there is a downfall within the funeral business, and that is marketing is always kind of the last thing, right? It's always the thing at the end. Oh, and here's $2,488.22 that we're going to commit to marketing, and that's never really going to get it done.
The other thing is, and it's not just the big companies. We have worked with a number of small retail establishments. There's a store in Los Angeles, out in Brentwood, that all they did is sell shoes, and there's a lot of shoe places out there, and tiny, not even a mom and pop. It was only a pop store. But the guy says, I need to grow my business. I need to grow my business. And he did something he had never done before. He went to a marketing agency. In this case, it was us. And he says, we need to do something. And over the course of 2 years, the guy started getting the business. Suddenly, other companies were paying attention. And he wound up making a deal with New Balance. And now he's a large New Balance store with stores in Los Angeles, in Hawaii. I think he's got 7 locations now, only because little tiny store suddenly said, I got to do something. Again, he suddenly changed to that growth mindset we talked about earlier, and he committed to doing it.
Well, and you just had it. You said change.
Yeah.
You got to change your mind. You know what? Change your underwear, change your mind, folks. Okay. And here we've got the change makers, right?
Yeah.
And it's so exciting because, unfortunately, when a lot of the trade shows or the conferences, only a select few sometimes get to go and hear what the same discussion panels that we've had today. So we're excited about change makers today. This is brought to us by Sitch Caskets. Funeral Nation is powered by the guys over there, the Fast Funding Group with C&J. But this is the inaugural kickoff. And guys, I'd like to thank you from all the way out west, right, in LA for being with us. We have Ryan here. There's going to be a lot more to come. And we're excited because there's going to be more to talk about from marketing. We're going to have financial folks on here. The industry superlatives, that means the big deals, the big wheels, are going to be on this show.
Right.
So keep it tight. We want our effing fans to let us know what you thought about this segment, and keep making change.
Here's to the change makers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Out here.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Fish. I'm with Weed Corley Fish Funeral and Cremation Services in Austin, Texas. And today I wanted to say thanks to Jamie Meredith and C&J Financial for all the great work that they do for funeral homes around the country. For the funeral homes that are struggling with cash flow and the filing of insurance policies, I can't more highly recommend Jamie and his team at C&J Financial. The customer service is first class. They're prompt with following up on claims, and it has been a tremendous asset to us in helping with cash flow and also helping families at a time of need. So thank you for your team, Jamie, and those at C&J Financial, and we appreciate everything you do for funeral homes.
Funeral Nation is sponsored by Sitch Casket. Finally, funeral homes don't have to wait to choose between premium quality and higher margins. Is it a Sitch Casket or one of the top U.S. brands? Only your accountant can tell the difference. Visit Sitch Casket or contact your Sitch distributor.